Good afternoon, y'all. I wanted to do a tutorial because I had been asked several times if I had one made up of this, of Artymaze's free kit. I don't know if she named it or not, but it's pink roses, and so I thought I would give it a try. So there's several pages and embellishments on here, but here's the front cover, and I just took little snippets and everything, and I have a tag punch and put some sari silk in there and some pearls and a little flower. And then here's the back. It's just plain, nothing much to it. And then on the side here I did sew in some lace, pink lace. And then here is the first fold out, and it has a belly band with a tag and just a little journal. There's a lot of little journaling spots in here. Oh, this is the envelope. Another little journaling spot if she wants it. And this one is sold already. And then inside here is another little pocket and just a journaling card. And then over here is a file folder. I don't know what those are called. It's a Tim Holtz die. And then another card, bookmark and card. And then you fold it out, and then in here you have just a little decorations with the pocket in there, with another journaling card. And there's nothing there except for the pocket inside there. And then there's just two little pockets, tuck spots and pockets there to hold things right there. And then this is for your little file folder. Unwind that, and a little envelope. And then these are more envelopes. You can take them out and just fold them different ways. And like this one has a little place for a tag, and this one right here has a place, hidden spot. Then you fold it out and there's another little spot. Those look complicated, but they're not really that hard. And then another little place for little bookmarks. And that's it. Okay, we'll get started, and I will put that away. Okay, so you'll need just a basic file folder, in which I took and cut. This is it. The spines are right here, but I took and cut off. Well, let me fold that out so it would make better sense. I cut off the little tabs over here, and then I opened it up, and then I scored at 8 1/4. Now this one that I just showed y'all, I scored at 8 1/2. But this one is going to be 8 1/4, and so you score that, and then you take and depending on what pockets that you want to keep, on this one I'm going to keep these three, so I'm going to cut this one off. But you cut up on both sides. I should have left one not cut, but inside, like you'll want to, on this side, if you want it, you want to cut inside here, and on this side you'll want to cut inside here on this fold, and then just cut on both sides and tear that little part up. The same here and the same here. And then I'm going to go and I'm just going to collar that, and you can do this however you want. And so then these will go here, and this one will go on here on that side. And then you'll want to get your corner rounder and go in and round all your corners like that. And even here on these, because these are going to also be embellished. And we want the kind. Now I don't do this because it will be like that, so you want that sturdiness right there. And you will, depending on, you don't have to, let me go back, I missed a spot. You'll want to go in, depending how big you want this, you can go to however you want on these folds right here of the spine of the file folder. and then just file it. I don't know where my bone folder is, but let me just use my scissors. And then you'll just want to burnish it in right there, score right there. And then this, depending on if you're going to make it pretty thick, whatever you want, because you'll want to have a little space right there. So I come on this one all the way out to here and then burnish it. And so it should look something like that. And so on this one, you'll want, for your front cover, you'll want 3 1/4 by 7 3/4. Well, it doesn't sound right. And the same, this one is set 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. And then on the inside flap, you'll want this one coming out here, because you will make this into a pocket. And so you'll want this 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. And this is all. You don't have to follow these. It really depends on where you score to in here. But this is what I'm doing this for this one. And on this one here, you'll need a cardstock, and I made it one piece of cardstock, 5 1/2 by 7 3/4, and then you'll want to score it on at 2 inches, and then you'll need just a piece of pattern paper, 3 3/4 by 7 3/4, and then another one 2 by 7 3/4. And this one I don't put anything, so you don't need anything, but you can put it on here. And this one is 3 3/4 by 7 3/4, and this one is the same. And be sure and round your corners off on them. So that's that. Now here's one I've kind of already decorated up and got it all how you want. I mean, you do not have to do this. It's personal preference. It just gives it more dimension and detail when you start adding things on top of it. So I use the, let me get it, the Tim Holtz Stamp Anonymous, and just kind of played with it all over different spots. Just inked it up, and then I took, let me find that color that I used, Archival's Pink Peony, and just did that, and however you want to do it. And then I did take some vintage photo and kind of went back over the edges. I don't know if you really can see that I did distressed it in pink first, and then I did come back with the vintage photo. And then I have the spray, vintage photo spray, that I went, and this, it is so hard to keep it even spray. I mean, you can see where it got, and I think I might have ruined this, but we'll find out together what it looks like once we get started. So let's get started on this first piece, and this is what it is. Here's the cardstock that I told you, and then I scored it at 2 right there. So you'll want to go in, and I did go ahead and I sewed around everything, the corners, but you don't have to sew either. It's just another way to give detail and dimension to it. And then just kind of place it in there. I'm going to have to find my bone folder. Hold on just a second. Okay, when I was looking for my bone folder, I did find this. I did get this stamp and then just kind of stamped all over it. Just kind of unanimous all over. And I got this from Hobby Lobby. So, okay, back to this. And then you just kind of go in there and make sure that glue is all down and stuff. And then you'll want to take this, and I am using 3-in-1 glue. I've used all different kinds, but right now you can use whatever you got. And then you'll want to kind of just make that so you have it flat. Make sure your ends are even. And then you will want to take your 1-inch round punch, and you'll want to take your little pokey tool and just kind of poke you a hole, and you'll want to cut 2 out for each one, and then you'll just want to, well, didn't do another one, but here, and then you'll want to take your little brabs and put these together and stick a brad through them like that, and they'll right. But I have already made a few up, and then you'll want to come in here and find the center and take your pokey tool again, and I had already made it right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but just punch through the, now don't punch through both of them, just this top one, and put that in there. And kind of, well, oh. Okay, now let's try it again. Now that they're both in there. And then you'll want to push down on that pretty hard so it's secure. So you have one that looks like that. And then you'll want to take this over. And on this one right here, I do leave it like it's, you can have a little pocket in here, so I just glue around the 3. I don't glue at the top, so you can have that as the pocket. And just place that. And there you go. There you got a little pocket. Okay, so on this one, I just take, and this is one of the little pockets that come with the kit. She'd already, these are pre-made, so all you gotta do is cut them out, which makes it extra nice. And to get rid of some of that bulk, you can go in here and kind of just snip those corners like that. And then just glue those in right there. Like that. And then you can use this as a flip out or however you want to, but I am going to glue it on just this side right here. And kind of push that and get that into all of that thread and stuff. And then you can just, let me find a little card. Have just that slip into right there like that, and you'll have another one right there. Okay, this one is, it's not hard once you figure it out, but you have to take your time with it. So this one, will go down here. Okay, and then these I have made just envelopes. I've taken 4 different envelopes, and you'll want some that haven't been used before that still have the flap on them. Every one of them have the flap on them. And then this one right here did have a flap, but I sewed it inside so it could be like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to have this one, and you're going to put this to where it's on the back of this one, like that. There's the back there. Okay. Just want to line them up, but don't go into that fold because you want to be able to have them fold. So then you're going to have this. Now when you can cut the envelopes down to whatever size you want. Personal preference, again, it doesn't matter. But then this one you're going to want also the flap of the envelope, and I'm going to put it down here, but I'm going to glue it back here. The same way I did this one. You're going to encase both of those and glue it here. Like that. So now you're going to have that one that folds out, and then you're going to have this one that folds out. Now these two, depending on if your envelope, I leave them open as kind of how I want to play with it at that time. This one you can glue here and have a pocket here, or glue here and that, and the same with this one, depending on how you want to do it. But this one I'm going to glue right here. And then we will have a pocket there. And this one I'm going to glue on the side so we can have the pocket on top. And you'll want to kind of play around with this. It's once you understand the concept of it, it will be easier. And then this one is the same way. This was an envelope, and then I just took the paper and put it on there, but it goes like this actually. And then I stuck this envelope's flap right inside there and then sewed all around it. So this, let me fold all that out. This one will go right here on this, and just kind of center that up however you want. And there's so many different ways to do these right here. This is about the most time-consuming part of it all. So, there you have it. So you can go this way, and then this way, and either fold that in, or that in, or that in, and that in. I mean, there's so many different ways to do this. So, what you're going to want to do after that is then you're going to come in and you're going to put glue all of this, because you're going to glue this down to this panel right here. And since there's so much paper here, you're going to put quite a bit of glue on there. Just kind of line it up, but give it enough room on your spine there that it'll close. And be sure and just kind of push all of it. I wasn't paying attention down here and got it too close. Okay. there you go. And like here, I should have trimmed that off better. So you can't see that envelope under there. But once again, I rounded all of those corners off. So now you're going to take your pokey tool again, open that up, and kind of just poke in the center there. Take one of your little brads that you made up, kind of come push that down, and then close all of these how you want them. Then you're going to do the same with this side. Push that in. Whoop. Take another one of these. Press that down. And you could put some paper over this, over all of it on this side to decorate it so that wouldn't come out, but it doesn't bother me. And then you're going to get, this is some hemp string that I have, and put it under there and kind of wrap it around a couple times, and then tie a knot. Make sure it gets under there. That kind of will lift that up enough. Make sure it's tight. And then you fold that all and come on this end and do the same thing. And either you can go this way and come up this way, or you just can wrap it around several times. Like that. Okay. On to the next one. And this rose, I don't know if you can see how pretty it is. Beautiful. This is my favorite page out of all of them. And I don't know if y'all can see, there's a 6 there. That ink's kind of soaked through. But I go through, and after I've made sure what measurements, I kind of see where I want pages, how they'll look good next to each other and stuff. And then I go back and mark them so I know I don't get them confused. Okay, and then here's another little pocket that she made. She makes it so easy. I think I'm gonna glue right here though. Just to give it a little bit more sturdy. Once you get to pulling papers in and out. Okay, so there's the front part. And then you'll close this. And now we'll work on this part. This is the Tim Holtz die that I was telling you about. I'm looking for the paper. Oh, here it is. No, that's the stencil. This is this. It's the Tim Holtz stitch slot. I don't know if you can see the stitches in there. I might have put too much on there. But it's got little stitches. And I glue all around the edges. I don't glue up here, so you can have another little pocket there. My glue's getting thick. And just kind of place it. Where you want it. And then I come and I glue both sides of this down too, and you'll have another pocket. There's that side. And now for this one, take another piece of paper. Kind of just make it to where it looks good. And you could have made that another little pocket on here, but you have this one over on this side, so I didn't do that, but you sure could if you wanted to have another little tuck spot. And then this is just a little belly band. I made it, and I think it's, what would that be, 7 3/4, and I think it's just 1 inch. And just kind of place that. Whoop. Okay, so there you have that. Now you flip it over and we'll do the front and the cover. And these, I did have some lace and I did sew it on. It would be the front, kind of hide that little space, because you will have a little, I don't know if you can see it or not, a little gap right there, and that little bit of lace just kind of covers it up. So fold it out like this, and I'll have it be more flat for you. And I'll do the back first. And these strings, that one is kind of long, but I kind of leave them on there, just kind of give them some character. You don't have to, you don't even have to sew around it if you don't want to. And then the front, and I think Artymaze, or Andrea, when the glue, and I don't know why it is, I think she's the one that told us if it gets over under half, if you leave it squeezed, that it won't bubble out. I think it was, now that I think it was her sister that figured it out. Okay, so there is that. So now I'll come back in here and fold that. Now we can embellish the front of it. Oh, I did want to go through here and put some, I've got this at Dollar Tree, and it's just garland pearl wrap is what it is. And I did, let's see, it comes in a strip like that, and then you cut it off, and then I just kind of put this here Now, back to here. I'm just gonna I just kind of made a square. Whatever scraps you got, you can use. Kind of make another little pocket. And no, this might be too long for this. It is. Maybe some coffee stained cheesecloth. Go along. Put that there. And then I have these little paper flowers that I've got from Michael's. I don't know if I want that one. Maybe this one. You have to be careful with them because they will rip. Oh. And the little jewel come off too. And then we maybe put white one on. Not a white, it's a lighter color. See how that just kind of ripped all up? Oh no, I might. Go with that one. Then I have these little jewels, and I did get these from Michael's too. Little pearls. Just embellish it up. And that's that. I had up there. See, maybe. Maybe stick a bow there. Just a little bow made out of sari silk. And then you can embellish it with, let's see what all we got here. Move all that out of my way. Some little tags. Go in there. And I did make, I have a tag punch. And I did make these little tags and then put a little eyelet in there and some sari silk. And then some I did with some string and getting this in here sometimes. It's the tricky part. It's kind of push it. Well, let me put that one in there. And then you put that in there. That little note card, put that there. And then the little pocket that we made here, open it up and stick one in there. And then slide one in there. And then one down there. And then you can stick a, oh, might not be able to stick a big one in there with that flower. Stick a little one in there. Maybe stick the big one back there with that. And stick another one in there. And then the little seed packet, it could go maybe right there. And then the envelope, I might stick that in here. Let that little flap be hanging out like that. That's kind of cute. And then one more with that pretty rose pattern. Let's slide in there. No. We might stick it in there too. There you go. I hope you all liked it. Bye-bye.